not appear that our officers violated any internal policies. We understand that law enforcement must always operate in a way that earns the community's trust. Our community is to both safety and accountability. When our residents call for help, they deserve a swift and professional response, exactly what they received in this case. The incident that occurred on August 31st was not an isolated event, but rather the accumulated and of escalating pattern of criminal behaviors that spanned several days. At 4:41 p.m. on August 28th, the Lipscomb Police Department received a call for service in Woodward Estates from a resident reporting gunshots. Upon arrival, our officers encountered a group of more than 10 teenagers who stated that someone had fired shots at them. A male individual was arrested for shooting into the city limits during an incident. Just 8 minutes later, at 4:49 p.m., we received another call from Woodward Estates resident stating that a group of teens had come to her house to assault her grandchildren. Officers responded, dispersed teenagers, and completed a report. The complainant identified 10 suspects from this group, including 19-year-old Shakiria Pitts, 18-year-old Shamaya Peterson, and a 14-year-old associated with the group. The following day, August 29th, Lipscomb Police Department received yet another call for service in Woodward Estates regarding this same group of teenagers. The complainant reported that the group of more than 10 individuals had returned to her residence, kicking on her door and attempting to force the occupants to come outside to fight. During our investigation, we became aware of a text thread stated that the suspects that detailed their plan and intentions regarding what they were going to do to the teens living in the complainant's residence. On the same date, we also documented evidence that the suspects had smashed a window at the complainant's home. When officers arrived, the suspects had dispersed, but we were provided with their location within the immediate area. The same individuals, Shakiria Pitts, Shamaya Peterson, and the juvenile, were again identified through evidence, and a report was completed. On Sunday, August 31st at 1:19 p.m., Lipscomb Police received another call for the service from Woodward Estates. The caller stated that the same teams were at her home, causing commotion and trying to make the other group of teens come outside to fight. By the time officers arrived at the complainant's location, the teens were gone. However, our investigation later identified the same 3 individuals as being responsible for the disturbance. At 2:32 p.m. on August 31st, we received yet another call from Woodward Estates. This time, the caller reported that the same group was back at her home, beating on her trailer, attempting to breach the door, and making direct threats to the occupants inside. Upon arrival, our officers observed the individuals in question running away from the complainant's home. Our officers then proceeded to the suspect's location in the 100 block of Woodward Estates. What followed was captured on video and has been thoroughly reviewed. Our officers attempted to de-escalate the situation. However, the suspect chose not to comply. The events of the day and the indication were our officers led to the arrest and detention of 19-year-old Shakiria Pitts, 18-year-old Shamaya Peterson, and a 14-year-old juvenile. Our law enforcement professionals requested medical personnel on the scene to assess any injuries to the suspect. All suspects refused medical transport to local hospital. The charges as follows. The juvenile, 14-year-old, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest. She was booked and released to her parents pending a pickup order from family court as she is a juvenile. Shamaya Peterson, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, formal felony charges are pending for terroristic threats. She was arrested, booked into the Lipscomb City Jail, bonded, and is awaiting trial. Shakiria Pitts, 19-year-old, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, attempting to elude an officer, child endangerment, criminal mischief. Okay. I want to address the matter of public trust in our law enforcement. The men and women of the Lipscomb Police Department serve our community with professionalism and integrity. They respond to calls for service, often in difficult and dangerous situations, to protect our residents and maintain public safety. This case is not about a single moment captured on a video. It is about a pattern of repeat dangerous behaviors that required law enforcement intervention. Our officers responded to protect our residents, and they did so lawfully and professionally. If there is one message I want our community to take away from this, is this: we will continue to support our officers when they act within the law, and we will always stand up for safety and well-being of the citizens of Lipscomb. Thank you.